What's going on, y'all? Back with another reaction video today. We got Colin Cowherd. His thoughts on the Bills and the Dolphins. He says the Bills are still the best team in the AFC East. That's arguable. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to side with him a little bit. You know, I just got to see a little more from the Dolphins. We got to see consistency. We got to see, hey, they're going to be this in week 12 or week 11 or week 13. They still gonna be this. And the next time around when they play the Bills, they're going to beat the Bills. Bills going to be a little bit more healthier. They're still going to beat the Bills. I'm going to give the Bills the title for right now. But do the Dolphins have that potential? Of course. No doubt about it. So we're going to just check the video out and just, listen in, chime in, see what he got what his thoughts are. Let me see.
What I'm about to tell you now covers more than a year. Since the start of last season, the Bills are now 0-6 in close games. Only the Texans are that bad.
The Bills are 0-6 in close games. Really? I did not know that.
What? Isn't that weird, right? It would be almost like a fighter who has a bunch of first and second round knockouts, but anytime the fight goes 10 rounds, they can't win. Sounds like Tyson, which is what we compare Buffalo to. And it's really interesting about this. Buffalo's the better team than Miami. Baltimore was the better team than Miami, but Miami deserves credit for figuring out ways to win. But, I mean, Buffalo dominated time of possession. They had 3 times as many plays. They had over double the first downs. Buffalo's the better team than Miami. They are the better team. Buffalo had major cluster injuries in the secondary. Half their defensive line was gone. It's Miami. It's hot. When you play any team in Miami in September, you're facing the team and you're facing the conditions. But here's the thing that worries me. 6 years in with Buffalo and their excellent defensive coach, 6 years, they still haven't developed a run game. Sean McDermott developed a defensive line that's great, linebackers great, secondary that's great. He has leaned into and solved his side of the ball. And here's why it worries me. 6 years in, they still rely heavily on Josh Allen to pick up yards running the ball. Sort of like another defensive coach.
I could understand where he's coming from with that. Just a little bit.
Mike Tomlin did with Big Ben. Defensive coaches let those huge quarterbacks pick up yards, kind of run things. It doesn't last. It's why Cam fell over a cliff at 32, like literally aged overnight. It's why Ben aged overnight. And Josh Allen, this cannot last. You got 90 snaps. He attempts 68 passes and 8 rush attempts. It feels very much defensive coaches. By the way, Chicago defensive coach can't get the offense right. Chargers defensive coach. Chargers offense can't get right. Steelers defensive coach can't get the offense right. Bills defensive coach, 6 years in, can't develop a running game. I've been on this now, I know ad nauseum for years, and it's exhausting. But this is not going to last. I've seen it with Cam, and I've seen it with Big Ben. And I think Josh has some of the talents of both. He's a power runner.
I feel like with Josh, comparing him to Cam, I like Josh a little bit more as far as accuracy. At least what I've seen from right now. No discredit to Cam. Cam was nice. He was a beast, amazing quarterback, MVP. But from what I'm seeing from Josh right now, I like a little bit more. I don't know. I just like this trajectory right now.
Like Cam. And he'll run guys over. And he's got the arm, the deep ball, like Big Ben. There's a lot of qualities here that they share. It doesn't last. And to these defensive coaches who love physicality and they love toughness, do you get the sensibility of protect your quarterback? I mean, 63 pass attempts, 8 carries for a northern team in that kind of sauna water with a roster that has major deficiencies due to injuries all over the defense.
So is Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde injured right now? Both of them?
McDermott after.
You should win those games. We just didn't take care of the ball enough and come out with some takeaways. So, but again, I like the way we fought in all 3 phases till the end, and we've got to learn from it.
I thought Josh Allen was exhausted and a little sloppy at the end. Of course he is, because they rely so heavily on him for the offense. And by the way, I'm not saying Kansas City always has a great run game, But I never feel like with Kansas City it's all on Mahomes. I feel like there are Andy Reid's play design. They can at times run the ball effectively. Mahomes is the centerpiece.
Oh yeah, they both out.
They
Wow.
just completely rely on Mahomes.
Wow.
I'm starting to feel this is Carolina.
So they got 3 all pro players out, 2 safeties and a cornerback. So now I saw they put 1 on IR. So all of these players are eligible to come back at the end of the season. Now are all of them? Is it surgery? Like, are they legit done, or are they just on IR with the possible to come back? Y'all let me know.
With a defensive coach, where if Cam plays well, they win. If Cam doesn't, they lose. They sometimes play downhill like Carolina did with Cam, and they end up in a Super Bowl. But the consistency in close games with Cam, the inability sometimes to create offense outside of Cam. I mean, go to the last couple of years with Pittsburgh. They had no run game, bad offensive line. It was Big Ben trying to save the day offensively with another coordinator that doesn't work in Pittsburgh. So I can love what Buffalo's all about and think they're the best team in the
issue for the Steelers, I feel like, was O-line. It's been there for like the past 2-3 years, maybe. Offensive line and play calling, both of those right there.
League, but this is a trend now. Only the Houston Texans, since the start of last year, are as bad as Buffalo in close games. So that's not just random osmosis, coincidence. When you can't develop a consistent running game outside of Josh Allen, it's hard when you have a game and you want to ice it, and you go to the ground and Tom turns to Leonard Fournette and he eats 3.5 minutes off the clock and you lead by 8, and that's how the game ends. That is such a benefit.
I said that too. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I was saying that in the offseason and last year, like, I feel like they could use another running back. It's not that I didn't like Devin Singletary, not that I didn't like Zach Moss, but I feel like they could use a dominant running back, like somebody who's just north and south runner. Like he said, a Leonard Fournette, somebody who's gonna take the time off the clock, just pound the defense. Like they're gonna have a hard time stopping him. You know, Devin runs hard from time to time, so does Zach. But I feel like Devin's a little more shifty, and then I like Devin more than Zach, so it's like, you know, that's what it is. But I feel like they need a guy who's able to do both. James Cook looks nice. I like him. I don't know if he'd be the answer for that. I don't know about that right now, but I like him a lot as a future starter if that's possible. But I think they can use a north and south downhill runner type guy who's dominant at that, and what he does. Like imagine they have a James Conner or if they could, a Nick Chubb. You know, it's not like that's easy. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That run game, that ices game, so you don't have to get into a shootout every week. Because Buffalo's great knocking out people in the first round, but some of these fights, they go 10 rounds. And you got to win those fights, too, to be the champ. All right. Glass half full, bit of a disturbing trend. So what I'm about to tell you now covers more than a year. Since the start of last season, the Bills are now 0-6 in close games. Only the Texans are that bad. What? Isn't that weird, right?
As a repeat. Okay. Well, that's it then. I guess that's all he had to say about it. So we'll end it there. I appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all hit that like button for me. Let me know y'all thoughts, man. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.